Right, everyone. I apologize for starting a little bit late, but nevertheless, I am here and I want to welcome you all. If you are new to this channel, welcome to Master Your Resilient Mindset Live on Mondays. And I'm going to be actually, since today is Martin Luther King observation, I'm not going to be on here too long. I just wanted to first start out by saying, again, welcome, my beautiful people. I'm Angela Willis. I am a Master Your Resilient Mindset um, trainer. I'm also a wealth and wellness um, real estate expert, realtor, and author. Um, Realtor and real estate is the same thing, but resilient mindset trainer, realtor, and author. And I'm also the co-creator of the Vision Board Mindset Facebook group, which is uh, who are I want to give a shout out to. And as I'm also the creator of the Master Your Resilient Mindset movement. And so, again, I want to welcome you all here. Um, and on this channel, I share resilient mindset practices, tools, and strategies that help me break free from negativity that no longer serve me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, spiritually, and definitely financially. And I want you all to join me as well in this movement because I believe that it's not a movement that I have just been called to do, but I believe that we all have been collectively called to do and to walk this thing out together. So on that note, I want you all to reach out to your family, friends, colleagues, and let them know that we are live. And if you're a member of the Vision Board Mindset Reset Circle, I've already, there's not a link drop today, but you guys can join me here um, on YouTube, or you can also watch the replay as well. So today, I'm doing something a little bit different. So before I get too started into today's topic, I want to first of all welcome all our new members. We want to welcome all our new members. We do have a couple new members that have joined the Vision Board group. A little bit too loud. Okay, there we go. That's much better. So now I want to welcome our newest members um, to the Vision Board Mindset Reset Circle. Um, I'm looking for my applause. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, I've been saying this all month. Um, Clarity is a rare treasure, and um, in this season, your clarity matters more than anything. And if I want to say, if I was to start the year out, um, what I would do differently is actually what we're doing now. I was the number one way to start, I believe, the new year is by actually um, getting clarity. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, I want to dive into it a little bit more, but clarity, of course, is a process. The clarity is not that common. Clarity is also, to me, is actually a gift from God, um, because you are less distracted. Clarity spares you from having to spend and waste a whole lot of time, money, energy. If you value your time, if you value your money, if things like that, if you value your time, energy, and money, then you will find clarity being something of, like I said, a rare treasure. And before today's message is titled, Before You Chase Purpose, Protect Your Clarity. Somebody put that in the chat. Before you chase purpose, protect your clarity. Yeah, yeah. I can't. I know. I think I can actually hear some people out there saying, "Why is she?" You talk about clarity of so much, Angela, but you never talk about purpose. And so tonight, I want to touch on the topic of purpose just a little bit. Not going to talk or dive into talking about purpose a whole lot, but what I will say is something that you guys get ready, get ready, because this is something that might be new to you or new to your ears, and you may perk up once you hear this, but I want you to understand and know that clarity, it's important to have clarity first before knowing what your purpose is in this season. I know that didn't probably come off sounding, that probably didn't lay register well with some of you, but it is important. I want you to know this from, I want you to know this and keep this, how should I put it? I want you to be aware and real and write this down again. Clarity, it's important that you have clarity first before you have purpose. And I know somebody probably gonna miss, that's probably gonna go over somebody's head. Somebody's gonna probably think, um, pay that no mind or no attention, because everybody is always talking about purpose and chasing purpose. And we hear that talked about. So purpose is usually the is a very common conversation or topic um, that you hear in different conversations, particularly in the church and outside of the church. Um, Purpose is always, it seems to always come up, but the topic of clarity, I want you guys to put that at the top of your. I would like for you guys to start putting that at the top when it comes to um, understanding purpose, because clarity, I want to talk about a little bit tonight, you know, why clarity is more, is not more important, but clarity to come first before you have purpose. And before I get started, I want to do a quick mental health check. So let's pause, and you don't have to put it in the comment section if you don't want to, but if you feel comfortable enough, feel free to um, put your number in the chat. There's no judgment, there's no backlash or anything like that. Just honesty on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, 1 to 5. How clear do you feel about your life, your emotions, or the direction right now? What How clear do you feel about your life, your emotions, or the direction that you are taking right now in this season? With one being not really sure at all, five being very, very confident, of course, three would be in the middle. So if you feel comfortable, feel free to share. So I'm going to do something I've never done before, and I'm hoping that this works out. And today, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about before you chase your purpose, protect your clarity. Um, I had the opportunity to go to a goal setting seminar this past weekend, and it was mostly composed of 40-year-olds and up. And it surprised me that when the facilitator got to talking about identity and values changing as we get older, some people got stuck with that. And and inwardly in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe the people are stuck because they think, well, someone was thinking that how did your values never change. And so if someone else chimed in and said, yes, they do change, it just all depends on the season that you're in. And so it got a little bit foggy there. And I wanted to chime in myself. And I was thinking to myself, well, are we talking about core values? Because yes, core values rarely change. But core values, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to the slide that talks about that. I don't think I put this in the correct order, but anyway, um, here we go. One, two, three, four, five. Well, anyway, I'll go ahead and just talk about core values, like that typically involves something like our faith or our um, peace. We value peace. We value rest. We value, uh, of course, freedom. Financial freedom is falls under that equation. So our core values value being respected. Those typically don't really change. But if I was so you see the slide, as you all can see the slide, if I was to start 2026 out with the new year, of course, the number way to start, I believe, is what we're doing now, and that's clarity. And clarity, just to give highlights on it, what is true now. Clarity talks about what is true now. It's accurate self awareness, it's emotional intelligence, and what's hidden in clarity is also our identity. And clarity is just so powerful. And I can't like talk about it. It just gets me excited. You guys probably see the glow in my face and my aura. I get excited talking about clarity. It's just because it's so powerful, and and it's also something that I believe God has revealed to me and given me revelation on, and that's the framework as well as that I work with. Um, Clarity before purpose. You cannot discern your purpose if your clarity is cloudy. Discernment requires clarity. And again, I talk about what clarity does. Let's talk about what clarity does. Clarity reveals identity. It reveals identity reveals purpose. Purpose determines direction. Direction demands alignment. Alignment requires boundaries, right? So I decided to put this side by side so people, if you're like me who likes to have a visual, there you have it. Clarity versus purpose. So I'm not gonna read every line, but clarity is about knowing who you are, and purpose is about why you exist. And I like how it says clarity is inner alignment and purpose is outer assignment. And if you like, I don't want to rush ahead of myself, but this is really taking it a big that extra step or going an extra step when about as far as talking about clarity. You know your core identity. You understand your emotional truth. You recognize your patterns, what drains you, what elevates you, what your triggers. You know your strengths and limits. You're clear on your desires and assignments. And again, you protect your boundaries. And so I just love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. And I hope you all are getting something from this as well. Um, and this at the bottom, I really want you to pay attention to. When people skip clarity and chase purpose, they attach purpose to performance, confuse calling with productivity, burnout trying to be useful instead of obedient. So, in other words, that if you're not clear about really, if you don't have clarity first, you can end up calling everything spiritual, and you can get caught up in busy and being just busy, 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 busy. And clarity says, "Hey, let's slow down." And it really does. It really defines those the breakdowns of identity, who I am, um, and the other things that I mentioned earlier on the previous slide. Without clarity, everything looks like purpose. Without clarity, everything looks like purpose. Your pain may look like purpose, and your need to be needed looks like purpose. Your survival roles looks like purpose. Without clarity, you chase assignments that weren't sent by God. Let me say that again. Without clarity, you chase assignments that's familiar. Um, Without clarity, you may take on assignments because of wanting to be accepted by people and just to be a people and end up being a people pleaser. Without clarity, you attach your purpose to performance. And this is where burnout comes from. And I honestly don't know uh, how far to go in this. I mean, this right here to me is very profound. I even remember Lisa Issa Rae on the comedian um, Kev on his podcast talking about how she feels stagnant. even though she has like 15 businesses or something like that. And I was like, wow. And so I really, really feel like that she is she could benefit from actually this. This is so good. Being in demand, being people attribute that to feeling like that means they must be called. And like I said, it's like a rat race that we are in. And with the influences happening around us from social media, with AI, with technology, I think happening is putting us in there. It's actually, I feel like it's affecting our mental health and making us feel like that we are really, that we're behind. And when the real truth is that we're not as behind as we may think we are. So I'm gonna close with this, and um, I have a sweet spot um, for uh, families. Um, like I said, going through major life transitions, uh, and this includes caregivers and leaders, professionals who work in high stress environments. And I really just don't believe this came from striving, but this came from clarity. And I want us, as I get ready to close with this, is to reflect on two questions. Number one, what is true to me or to you right now? I want to ask you the question one more time. What is true to you right now? Emotionally, spiritually, relationally, financially, what is true to you right now? Number two, the second question I like to ask is what is God highlighting in this season? Not last season, not next season, but this season. What is God highlighting in this season? Not last season, the next season, but right. So as we close, I want to thank you all for joining me. And if you're craving clarity but don't know where to actually start, I would love to invite you um, and to join our Vision Board Mindset Reset community, Facebook community, I should say. Um, we do spiritual reset Sundays every Sunday at 8 a.m. It's a place, it's a space, spiritual reset Sundays is a space where we sit in stillness so we can get clarity, we can get spiritual alignment and wisdom from God. Um, we're also right now in the process of doing the Proverbs 21-day challenge. And so, um, yeah, so feel free to peruse the channel or the page so you can kind of get a feel of what we do. It is a shared Facebook group, or I share the group with a co-creator as well, and she and I actually run the page. Um, so I just wanted to make you all aware of that. Her name is Tanya, and shout out to Tanya. Um, and so the website is not up yet, but we're in the process um, of creating the website where you can set up a discovery and clarity call with me. And yeah, we can go from there. If you're just unsure, if you're feeling like there's just more, um, there's just more that you're not feeling aligned, or if there's just more for you, and you're not in your performing to your fullest potential. So I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. And again, so yeah, I appreciate you all for um, joining me. And so on that note, I want to wish you all wealth and wellness. And I'll see you all in my next video.